What's going on, everybody? Be Greater here, and I'm here with Athan, Attia, the owner of Medallion Barbershop here in McKinney, Texas. What's going on, Athan?
Hey man, how you doing today?
Hey man, you're a hard man to track down, you know that?
Yeah, sometimes.
Hey, my God, though. So tell the people a little bit about yourself, man.
So I graduated from Baylor in 2019, lived in Atlanta, and I lived in Houston. In Houston, I was working in oil and gas. During that time period, I was really looking to invest in some businesses, and so one of the opportunities that were presented to me was opening a barbershop. I'm actually from McKinney, and I grew up in this area, went to high school here, middle school here, so it felt good to come back home and pursue this opportunity.
Okay. I didn't know that. What high school did you go to?
Frisco Liberty.
Frisco Liberty. Okay, yeah, y'all used to bust us up in there. It's been tough. What do you think about college? Do you think it's like overhyped? Do you think is it necessary for people to go to college if they want to own businesses and stuff like that? Just in today's era, it's kind of different.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is a very political and hard topic, and this is just my own opinion. But I think that going to college obviously provides you with the tools that you need to successfully run a business. Obviously, with social media today, it's easier to promote yourself, but there's a lot of legalities that go into it, paperwork, and they teach you that stuff like you're going to business school. They'll teach you how to form a business. They'll teach you business law. They teach you marketing. So I definitely think it helps you lay the foundation, and also one of the big things about college, you gain a network of people to work with. And so in my opinion, I can't really envision myself being in the position I am today without that. Prior to going to college, like I had businesses I did, and I was always business savvy, but I would definitely say that my knowledge and my connections definitely grew 10 times after going to college and graduating.
What made you want to be a barber?
Okay, so I'm not a barber. I owned a shop, or I'm partnered here. But when I lived in Atlanta, when I was in college there, I went to Morehouse for 1 year before I transferred. And one of the first things I wanted to do before I started school was get a haircut. And so one of the barbers from the barbershop I was going to in Dallas told me about a barbershop that Nas had opened in Atlanta. And so when I went there, I loved the concept. It was a very large facility, and they didn't just have barbers there, they had salon services, they had tattoo artists, like dead stock sneakers, so it was a very urban scene. Okay. Obviously in Atlanta, it's one of the music capitals, so it's very important to have a good haircut, and on top of that, in general, there's a lot of opportunity there for hair shows and so forth. So the industry is really big there.
So what can people expect when they come to the Medallion Barbershop?
Correct. So we are a high-end barbershop, and we offer several services. But my main focus is hiring barbers that are excellent, because obviously any client can go to Floyd's or Supercuts, but what we all know is that what they specialize in is your uneven haircuts, or the other option is to go to a very high-priced swing salon. So we're trying to fill in that median by offering very talented barbers, but at the same time at a reasonable price.
So being a young business owner, what advice would you give to people striving to open up their own businesses?
Yeah, so I mentioned that before I started this one, I had some other businesses, and so it's okay to fail. Everyone does. They have businesses that they open and they may fail, and so it happens. But the important thing is that you have drive and ambition. Even if you're doing a business and maybe it's going okay, you have to continue to wake up every day being determined to make it better, because obviously there's good days and there's bad days, but the longevity is the important thing. And so the work that you put in and the more effort that you put into it, the more return that you'll see. Because if you're unwilling to deal with that, the stress that comes with it, then it's going to be very challenging. And then after a month or two, you'll be ready to give up.
Dedicated to the craft. Okay, cool. just me, myself, being an entrepreneur, that is a struggle right there because, like, with marketing, everything changes so rapidly. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm behind. It could just be like a week or so. You're like, dude, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but you know, you just gotta stay on top of things, research, and then stay hungry. Find stuff that makes you want to be successful every day.
Right.
So,
definitely agree, man. And it's okay to have a schedule. Like, there's always times when I have things I want to do a certain day, and I may not get to it, so I put it on the next day. But like for me, I think having a checkbox or like a list of things that you want to do, and once you accomplish them, you can check those things off. And in doing so, you gain a sense of success from that.
yeah.
And so, you know, it's like taking baby steps. Like if you complete one thing, you can build on that.
Short-term goals. I have like a whiteboard at home. You know, I gotta get this done, and so it makes me happy when I get a check off. You know. So,
of course, that's when the happy chemicals in your brain are released. I think they're in endorphins, but I'm probably mispronouncing it.
oh, sure, but so I got questions about like the shortages on barbers today. So why do you think there is a shortage with hairstylists and barbers?
Well, I mean, it's a very interesting question because I don't necessarily think there's a shortage on barbers or stylists. There's a shortage on good barbers and stylists.
Okay.
And then the second thing is that, especially in Dallas, like a lot of the barber schools are not in Collin County, for instance. Like most of them are in Dallas County or Denton County or Tarrant County. Like there actually isn't a barber school in Collin County. So that's the first thing, because it makes it challenging, because some of the barbers that maybe have great potential and they're really good barbers, but the drive for them kind of makes it kind of iffy. So yeah, there's barbers, but the thing is that, especially like what I want excellent barbers, so that no matter if we're fully booked or if someone's taking a walk-in, I have the same confidence in each person to deliver a great haircut.
I was talking to K-Mac, and then they're just like, it's kind of hard, just like you said, find excellent barbers. Like, you can find a barber.
Yeah.
I guess I should have reworded my question, but just someone that's like dedicated to the craft, wanting to learn how to fade, how to do multiple ethnicities, you know what I'm saying? So,
Definitely,
yeah. Okay, cool. What advice could you give to stylists, people wanting to get into this type of industry?
So for me, right, like even when I have barbers come in, and I definitely think that like there's some barbers that are like really good at shades here, for instance. Like we have a barber named Stacy. He's really good at doing like straight razor shades, right? And then like for instance, Chris and Jacob, they're really good at doing fades and shear work and beards, right? So what I try to do is that I like for each barber to kind of learn from each other and their techniques, right? So maybe one barber is an excellent shear worker, right? But his weakness is more on the fade side, right? So then that's an opportunity for the barbers to learn from each other. So I think that for any barber or stylist, never take it upon yourself to feel like you don't need to learn or continue to improve, because continuing education in this industry is very important, because every day there's better equipment being put out, better technology, and other ways to do haircuts.
So, you know, I got the little brain question at the end, you know, what is your final advice on how to be great? You know, whether that's life goals, business goals, personal, you know?
So for me, like, I'm a really big Christian. It's really important to me, so I put God first. I go to church every Sunday, and I put a lot of time into my faith. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is obviously being with your family. That's usually like your support system, having good friends. And then the third thing is pursue something with a passion, because if you are pursuing something for money, usually you may not enjoy it. You know, like we've all had jobs that maybe they pay really well, but it's not a joy to be there. And so if you're able to do something that's of your passion, then you've done a beautiful thing.
I really appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. So thank you, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. I have all of his information down below and in the bio. So y'all come out and support Medallion Barbershop. It's here located off of Stacy in McKinney, Texas. Thank you again.
Thank you, man.